As you all know, since a month ago, the innocent people of Afghanistan have been spending every night in fear. Taliban's military offensive have been marked by ruthless campaign against targeting of civilians, civil society and journalists, assassination of human rights defenders, mass execution of civilians in Panjshir and in other parts of the country, and unlawful restriction on the human rights of women and girls in Afghanistan. Following to US wrong policy of war on terror and wrong peace agreement with the terrorists and irresponsible withdrawal from Afghanistan, my country's people were confronted with the new and very worrying reality again. Taliban are now in power, and their allies such as Pakistan, Russia, Islamic Republic, and Qatar are urging other nations and United Nations to give legitimacy to the Taliban. This is unacceptable. Simply saying, after 20 years of sacrifices, Afghan people were betrayed by all, including the Afghanistan leadership. After the occupation of Afghanistan by Taliban, many world leaders responded to this crisis by saying Taliban will be judged by their action, not by their words. Here we are now, after 1 month of governance of Taliban. What is going on in Afghanistan? Simply, it is not acceptable, and it shows that Taliban is not changed. The Taliban's new formed government is totally a male and a single ideology cabinet. It fails on the metric of inclusivity and has been rejected by most of Afghan people. They are the same gender, the same ideology, and they are not representative of Afghan people. The Taliban are doing genocide in Panjshir. It should be stopped. They continued the genocide in Spinboldak, Malistan, and other provinces. The girls are banned to go to school and the women to work. There is forced migration of people from their legitimate lands. As you can see, they keep committing crimes, and international communities is silent. Remember the time that France was threatened and occupied partially by Nazis. Your allies, they stood with the Free France of General de Gaulle. They never accepted the Vichy government. It is the same condition now in Afghanistan. Taliban, they cannot represent Afghanistan people. The international communities, they should raise voice for the national resistance of Afghan people in Afghanistan. And they should not legitimate Taliban. UN should launch a special procedure to mandate supports fact findings on the human rights violation occurring in Afghanistan with a specific focus on girls, education, women and minority groups. If not, many more 9/11s will happen, and this time it will not only be in the United States. The world will have the horror of terror, and the world will have the horror of terrorism. So terrorism has no border, and we should all stand together, whether we are in Europe, in Afghanistan, in the United States, or in other countries, because one day these terrorists will come to your country, and in that day it will be too late to act against the terrorists. We are in the front line of fighting with the terrorism, and we want the support of international communities, United Nations, European countries, and especially France. At the end, as you know, the international community has the right to intervene if a government is committing crime against its own people. And that's what's going on right now in Afghanistan. And remember, the international communities will be judged on their action, not on their speech. And it's going to be too late if we take the action tomorrow. We need to start our fight against Taliban and terror right now. Thank you.
Je vais en résumé, donc pardon, c'est celui-là. En résumé, je vais traduire donc dans les grandes lignes parce que il y a une grande partie. En grande partie, donc c'était les mêmes demande qui a été dit, et je ne veux pas vous fatiguer, mais notamment ce que je voudrais traduire dans le beau texte qu'avait fait Mahdi, c'était le fait de vraiment insister sur le fait que le peuple d'Afghanistan, ça fait maintenant plus d'1 mois qu'ils sont laissés sans solution dans la terreur, avec les droits fondamentaux notamment des femmes et les communautés minoritaires d'Afghanistan qui sont donc complètement ignorées. Le cabinet a présenté donc le Taliban, tout homme et tout de même idéologie, ne représente absolument pas les standards de l'inclusion. Et tous les travaux donc, que les Afghans ont fait pendant 20 ans justement pour avoir des gouvernements beaucoup plus démocratiques qu'avant, aujourd'hui semblent complètement gâchés. Donc il y avait certaines demandes absolument primordiales, c'était de dire non au génocide qui se passe aujourd'hui en Panchir, c'était de s'opposer aux talibans en tant qu'un gouvernement légitime. Et il vous rappelle également, en faisant la comparaison entre la France sous occupation et l'Afghanistan sous l'occupation de talibans, et il vous rappelle le fait que le jour où il y avait le gouvernement de Vichy en France aussi, les alliés ne se sont pas contentés de juste de regarder les choses se profiler. Il faut vraiment dire quelque chose et faire quelque chose aujourd'hui parce que demain ça serait trop tard. Aujourd'hui, les États-Unis ont décidé donc de se retirer d'Afghanistan de manière irresponsable sans assurer la sécurité du peuple afghan. Et cette lutte que nous avons aujourd'hui face aux talibans, c'est une lutte internationale, universelle. Le talibanisme et le terrorisme, c'est vraiment pour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, ils sont en Afghanistan, demain, ils peuvent être chez nous. Merci.
J'adore.